All right, so how can we practice gratitude and thanksgiving in our daily life? Well, first, going to Mass. Thanksgiving's this week. A great way to celebrate Thanksgiving is to go to Mass on Thanksgiving. Most every church has a Thanksgiving Mass. So look up the Thanksgiving Mass at the church closest to you and go and give thanks with the body of Christ. There's some other things we can do. You could practice gratitude conversations. Maybe you are a supervisor at work or work with other people. Well, how often do you tell your employees thank you? How often do you point out things you're grateful for? Maybe in your relationship, in your marriage, or with your significant other or close friends. You could make it a point to say when you're grateful, when the other person does something you really appreciate. Make it a point to say those things. I can struggle with that I'll just gloss over it. I'll focus on what I wish was different, giving the other person direction when I'm supervising them at work, or in my relationship, asking for what I need, or getting into mundane conversation. I don't often make that shift to express my gratitude to the other person. So the first practice after Mass is gratitude conversations. This can also be a form of prayer. So prayer of gratitude, we have the special prayer of gratitude in the Mass, but making gratitude to God a part of your daily prayer life can be a great exercise. Another practice I've had recommended is a gratitude journal. When you have a journal, or just in another journal you use, you write out gratitudes, just things you're grateful for during the day. It could be very mundane things like, I'm grateful for waking up, that I still have breath in my lungs, that my family's healthy, or whatever. It could also be grateful for big things. But by doing this kind of journaling, not just thinking it and saying it, but actually writing it out, we're engaging our whole body in a different way. And it can help to form this attitude, this change in ourselves. Another practice you might consider are gratitude letters. So sometimes writing a letter is a really different exercise than talking to someone. So actually writing a note, like to your significant other, writing a note of gratitude. Maybe if you're a supervisor at work, writing a note of gratitude and putting a copy of that note in the person's personnel file, right? Make it permanent. Sometimes you might even write a gratitude letter that you don't send, right? It's just an act of engaging the body in a different way in that writing process. Maybe you have a loved one who's passed away and you never felt like you expressed enough gratitude. Well, you could write a letter of gratitude, and this Thanksgiving, go and place it on their gravesite, or maybe burn it, and like that incense rising to God, that smoke rising in your prayer, and commit that gratitude in prayer to the Lord, to that person. You may also give in gratitude. So one special way in our culture is to give a gift, whether it be to a charity, to a church, to another person, but to give a gift of gratitude. One of the research studies that I found about gratitude was they gave people money to give away to charities. And they actually found a difference. They surveyed the people as to their giving motivation, whether they were giving out of a sense of obligation or they were giving out of a sense of gratitude. And they found that the people that were giving in gratitude, they're doing the same exact action, right? Giving the same kind of money. But when they gave with gratitude, it changed their brain more profoundly. Right? There was a different result when they gave with gratitude compared to when they gave an obligation. So maybe you're already tithing to your church or giving some kind of weekly donation to your parish. Maybe try to shift that in your heart. If you feel like it's an obligation, change to that attitude of gratitude, because that gratitude is like medicine. All right, that gratitude, the great gratitude of the Eucharist, makes the church more truly what she's called to be. And in the same way, that attitude of gratitude for us spiritually and in the different actions we can take are going to make us more fully human, both in our brain, right, physically, but also more wholly alive in the way we engage with our day-to-day life. And I think more and more spiritually alive too, in that we're doing God's will and becoming more and more like God.